Hey guys, it's October 18th, 2019. Yes, it's been a couple weeks since I've made a video. Yes, I've been gone for a really long while. I'm sorry, I keep looking at myself in my eyes. I'm looking at myself right now just to make sure that I look fine. I'm sorry I look like a mess. I have to be to work and like I have to be inside my work in like an hour. So, as most of you know, I have a mental health series that kind of just expresses the different types of mental health, especially ones that I struggle with. So today's video is going to be about dissociating. I like to use that term because dissociating, I don't want to be around friends. I don't want to be around family. I don't want to be around my girlfriend. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I don't connect with anything. And I'm just in a miserable mood. And it's terrible. It's a terrible thing to go through, but it's a part of mental health. Now, I want to kind of express what I go through, how I feel, and then how I cope with it, just like I do in every other video. And then I also have a few words for you guys on, just a couple episodes that I've had, and then I have a few words at the end about it. So when I dissociate, it kind of starts in little tad bits of pieces. I kind of stop talking to friends, and then I stop calling my grandmother every day. There's just so much that I do before I dissociate that's pretty obvious that, hey, she's dissociating, she's not okay. But the only way that you'll know that I'm going through this is if you really know me and I talk to you on a daily basis. So dissociating consists of losing interest in things, not wanting to talk to friends and family, crying when you're around people, and so much more. It's like watching your life go by like a movie, in my opinion. And half the time I do feel like when I dissociate that I'm watching my life go by like a movie and everything's just in slow motion. It is the worst feeling in the world, and when it hits, I typically sleep a lot. And by a lot, I mean a lot. Like, I probably am up 2 hours throughout the day when I do this. And I actually kind of want to go to the doctor just to talk to him and see if maybe I have, there's a disorder with this. It's called dissociative identity disorder or dissociative disorder. There are different types of dissociative disorder. I don't think I have the identity one. I do not think that. But I do know that something is wrong, because I tend to have moments where I don't remember things, and I just, there's something going on there. But so when I dissociate, it's kind of rough. My friends, start to wonder, why isn't she talking to me? They're blowing me up at work. They're blowing me up at home. My family's checking on me like, hey, I've not heard from you in a couple days. What's going on with you? And it's like, I promise I'm fine. I can't. This is too much. Human contact, human voices, human anything is just way too much for me right now, and I can't do it. So please give me the space that I need to do what I need to do so that I'm okay. And when I'm fine, I will come back to you and I will talk to you. Typically, an episode like this will either last for minutes, hours, days, weeks, and maybe even a year. I don't know how long my longest episode of this has been. I do know that there was like a 3-month period where I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to hang out with friends. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do that. And my body just felt super heavy and super gross. And it was just like, ugh. Like, when will this be over? Like, when will it be over? When will it end? When will I feel like myself? And to get through it, I just tried to make sure that I was showering every day. I was doing what I needed to do, like self-care. There was just so much that I do when I get like this. Like a couple days ago, I kind of got to where I didn't want to talk to anybody, and I made sure to talk to my girlfriend, and I still went into work. I did not shower. I'm going to shower tonight, actually, because this was just about 2-3 days ago. I know, gross. I took a bath last night. I showered first. But typically an episode like this does last for a hot minute, and it's really hard to come out of. It's really hard to it's hard to come out of, but it's also hard to go into, because you know what's happening, and you know, like, okay, this is going on inside my head and this is how I feel, but I can't do anything to stop it. So in turn, you kind of get this weird feeling on the inside, and you're just kind of like, okay, I know that this is happening, so I need to set up boundaries and make sure I'm doing what I can to prepare myself for this. Because I've found that if I'm not preparing myself for this, and I don't say, okay, I need to make sure I'm doing what I can to make sure that I'm still taking care of myself, I will slip very, very easily, especially when I start to feel the way that I do. So, sorry this video is kind of all over the place. I wasn't really planning on making a video today. My mind is kind of scattered, but the way that I cope is I always make sure to take care of myself. Even if I can't get out of bed, I have somebody hold me accountable. So for instance, my girlfriend will hold me accountable. Like last night, she actually made me get in the bathtub, and she made me, you know, whether it was just sitting there or not, she made me get in the bathtub. She made me eat. She'll text me throughout the day, are you eating? Are you good? Do you need this? Do you need that? She's taking care of me. And so my tip to you people, to the people who struggle with this, find somebody to hold you accountable. Make sure you're doing what you can health-wise to make sure you're still showering, you're still eating, you're still drinking, because that one person who holds you accountable is going to be the reason why you don't sleep all the way. Everybody walks around here with this idea of mental health that, oh, it's so terrible to talk about. It's not okay to talk about. It's attention seeking. It's not attention seeking, because, you know, yeah, I make these series half the time. Like, I have this series half the time, it doesn't even make sense. I ramble on, I repeat myself 1,000 times over, but at the end of the day, I'm putting the word out there on this stuff, giving you guys ideas on how to cope, giving you guys ideas on how to manage this and how to help the situation. And I'm also putting what I deal with out there, and that takes a lot. Because I don't want my friends from church or my friends who don't know about me like this to see this. But I want you guys to know, hey, you're not alone, and it's okay to talk about. Like, mental health has a stigma of, oh, it's cool to be depressed and it's cool to have anxiety, but you talk about it and it's attention seeking. Mental health is not attention seeking. Mental health is one of the biggest things we should be talking about. I mean, half of the world struggles with mental health, but it's still considered attention seeking when you speak out on it. I follow this girl on Instagram. Her name's Caitlin. I don't know how to say her last name. I'm probably gonna botch this, but I think it's Flatiger, something like that. Something like that. And I'll drop her @ below. But she also is very big on mental health. She has been, she's got 2 kids, Ariana and Jack. And I've been following her since Ari was like 6 months old. I remember the first time she posted, like the first picture I seen from her, it was of her on this like glass floor and the baby was laying down. And I was like, oh my gosh. But her and her husband actually split up there for a while. They went through a lot. And Caitlin has been open and honest about it from beginning to now. I mean, she talks about mental health. She talks about postpartum depression. She talks about her body. She talks about her marriage, how marriage isn't always beautiful. So if you really want somebody who knows what they're doing when it comes to mental health, please go look this girl up, because she has a lot more better ways to explain things, and she also words her stuff a lot better than I do. So, I just wanted to say that you were not alone, and that I'm really glad that I could, I'm putting myself out here to give you guys tips. But that's it for this episode of the mental health series. If you guys have one y'all want me to talk about, let me know. I'm kind of running out of things. Like, I've talked about anxiety. I've had 2 parts to depression. I think I've had 2 parts to depression, 1 part to anxiety, and this is going to be a 1-parter. Some episodes are going to be 2 parts, some episodes are going to be 1. It really just depends on what I'm talking about. But anyhow, like I said, go follow Caitlin Flatiger. I'll put her @ in the description below, and feel free to DM me if y'all need to talk. But yeah.